Yo, 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 yo. Okay, am I recording? I think so. So I basically have nothing else to do. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well record a video on my second channel. I barely upload on here. The last time I uploaded it was a month ago and I had 0 subscribers. Now I have 32. That's because everyone came from my main channel and stuff like that. But I didn't even shout out or promote this channel, which is insane. How people are just randomly coming to this channel. So that's pretty cool. So thanks for subscribing to this channel. But I might as well get more content up here before I actually do shout it out. That's my plan. So when I do shout it out, there's already content for people to watch. But I just don't have the time to record videos because I'm literally filming TikToks, YouTube videos, and doing other stuff, right? And homework and school and stuff like that. So I basically thought, I'm like, you know what video can I upload that's easy? And I'm like, you know what, story time videos are pretty fun to do. And this story time is basically my first job. Okay. Now, I think I should answer the question by what my first job actually was. My first job was McDonald's, right? I worked at McDonald's for a while. This was probably 2016. I was like 16 years old here. So I was grade 10 of high school. And yeah, I needed a job. I wanted money. And a lot of my friends were already working. So I went and got a job at McDonald's. So the way I found the job was kind of weird. Okay, so I wasn't even trying that hard to look for a job. Like, I'm like, you know what? If a job presents itself, I'll go to it. But one of my friends, for the sake of the video, I'm going to call him Jimmy, but that's not really his name. I'm just calling him Jimmy for privacy reasons. But Jimmy told me McDonald's is doing a job hiring. I forgot what it was. I remember it was the 4th of some date. I don't remember what day it was, but I remember it was like something the 4th. So I'm like, you know what? I might as well go and apply and get this job. So that day after school, a bunch of my friends wanted to do it. So it was me and 2 other friends that actually wanted to go get this job at McDonald's. So it was 3 of us. It was me and 2 others. And they actually went after me, or did they go before me? Okay, so I was walking home from school, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna go apply right away. So I was walking home, and I'm like, should I go to McDonald's or should I go home? Because I was literally thinking about it. At that point, I'm like, do I really want to go get this job? Do I want it that bad? Like, I was kind of nervous to do the interview because it was my first ever interview. So I was kind of nervous. I'm like, you know what? I might just avoid it and go home. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me flip a coin. I swear to you, I took out a coin from my bag. I think it was a toonie, or like, I don't know if you're in the States, you probably don't have a toonie. It's a $2 coin. Because I know you guys have $1 bills and stuff like that, but we have like $1 coins and we have $2 coins as well. I took out a toonie, which is a $2 coin. I flipped it. I'm like, heads, I don't go, tails, I go. And funny or not, believe it or not, it was tails. And I'm like, bro, now I have to go. That means I'm gonna, because I basically said, oh, if tails I go and I get it, heads I don't go and I won't get it if I did go. I got tails. I'm like, I'm gonna go. I believe in myself. I'm gonna go and get it. I promise you, I went. I wrote my resume the day before. I didn't even write it. I actually copied my friend's resume and I submitted it as my own. I just changed up the stuff, right? But it was the same format as my friend's resume because I didn't know how to make one. So I go to McDonald's. I'm sitting there. I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, what do I do? Where do I go to apply? And I go to the person at the cash register because there's literally no one. Like, it was kind of empty because it was right after school. It was like It was like a Monday or Tuesday. It was a school day, so I wasn't expecting anyone else to be there. But there was people there because this McDonald's is most of the time usually busy because it's like not on a highway, but it's kind of like on a road that's like a highway, so a main road basically. So there were people there, but it wasn't that busy, especially on this day. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? Why am I just sitting here? I'm like, let me just go to the cash register person and see what's up. So I basically do that. Right. I basically go up to the cash register person and then I'm like, hey, I'm just here for the job offering or whatever, like the help wanted, whatever you guys have, right? I forgot what I said. I said something. And she's like, yeah, just go have a seat over there and fill out this form and that's it. And we'll have someone with you shortly. I'm like, all right. I take the form, fill it out, and I just have it with me. And then I go. And I think I give it back to the person. I don't remember how it exactly went down. All I remember is someone met up with me and she's like, okay, can I take the form? And then I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what do I do now? She's like, just go wait over there and someone will have you ready for your interview shortly. I'm like, okay. I literally had my school bag. I didn't even wear anything like casual. Like, I was literally wearing my school uniform. And my school uniform is like a golf shirt, so it was kind of casual. Nothing crazy. I thought it was good for an interview, so I'm like, you know what? I might as well wear it. So the manager I get, everyone was actually worried about. This manager, I'm not going to say her name. I do remember the name, but I'm not going to say her name. For the sake of the video, I'm going to call her Emily. That's her name, Emily. That's not really her name, but that's what I'm going to call her. So everyone was terrified of Emily because Emily never gives out, apparently, like she never gives out jobs and stuff like that. And she's like the most strict manager out of all the other managers at McDonald's. And she's the one that interviewed me. And then I literally remember one of my friends telling me, if you get Emily, you're not getting the job. I'm like, okay. And guess what? I ended up getting her. So then I'm like, okay, and I knew right away, I'm like, okay, I might not get this job. But I'm like, you know what? I'll give it my best shot. And then I just went with it. I went with the flow. Like, I didn't memorize nothing. I didn't do any speech rehearsal or like nothing like that. She just asked me a couple questions and then I answered them how I thought I should answer them. And because she was asking me for previous job experience, but I'm 16. Like, what other job experience am I really gonna have? And she was asking me how I would handle situations, and I would just answer them in like basically you have to know to put it's logical. You have to know to always put the customer first and whatever resolve situations as efficient as possible, right? So I knew that, and then basically she's like she really liked me. I don't know why she really liked me, which I was surprised because I thought she wouldn't. And she's like, you know what? I'm hiring you. I'm like, what? Really? I literally thought I was gonna go home with no job, and then I got it. I ended up getting the job. I went to the we had what's it called? We had a what's that thing called where they train? It's not a training. It's like they show you around basically, right? Like we had something like that next week. It's not a training. I forgot what it was. They're basically just telling us like the rules, the what like safety precautions and stuff like that. I don't remember what the name for it is. But I basically had to go to a McDonald's, like not my McDonald's, but a different McDonald's in a different area for that the next week. And then I remember I went to McDonald's, but I hated it. I hated that job. I did not like it because first of all, it was my first ever job, right? So usually, if you don't know how this works, is every other job you get, you always compare it to your first ever job. So basically, if I'm working at, let's say Walmart, I don't work at Walmart, but let's say I get a job at Walmart, I'm always going to compare Walmart to McDonald's because McDonald's was my first ever job, right? So McDonald's was such a fast-paced job, and this isn't just any regular McDonald's. This is a McDonald's on a main intersection or a main like road, right? So there's a lot of cars, a lot of people, a lot of truck drivers stop by get like stuff. Just a lot of people. Okay, it's always packed. The days it's not packed is like during school times, and even then there's always it's never empty. Literally never empty. I remember until McDonald's would close, there was people inside there. Like I really remember. So I hated the job, and I started doing the job, but I hated it, right? And I started doing bad in school, and literally a month into the job, I promise you, I quit. I literally quit. A month into the job, my marks were doing bad, and I was doing bad in school. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna focus on school, and I'll get a different job. McDonald's is not for me, and I always ended up burning my hand because they put me back room. I don't know why they did this, but they put me back room. I think they put the girls in the front, and then they put the guys in the back room. I don't know why they do that, but that's actually how they do it. They put the guys in the back room, and then they put girls in the front, like cash register and stuff like that. So I was working back room, and I hated back room, right? Because it's like cleaning, it's cooking, it's everything, getting food ready, drops. I forgot what they were called. And the oil from the stove would always burn my hand, and I just hated it, and I just quit. Literally the month after, I literally went and I told her I'm like resigning and I don't want this job anymore. And I filled out some next form, and she let me go. So yeah, that's basically my first ever job. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the story. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you want. I might do another story time next time. I might react to videos you guys recommend. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys next time.